Tortilla. Tortilla is what I scream whenever I'm about to punch somebody in the face.
I'll keep that in mind.
That's how you know it's coming. Tortilla! Just making tortillas with your face. Bro, Jesus.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Nekko's gonna fall apart.
You give me anxiety.
First time me like fucking me pulling the goddamn timer and Nekko's just like, oh, why aren't you doing it right?
We're gonna teach him patience one day.
I can't.
Some inner peace.
It's like whenever you throw out a grass Pokemon on a fucking fire Pokemon, it's like, no, bro, what the fuck are you doing?
I mean, I don't understand why you'd be throwing a grass Pokemon to a fire Pokemon in the first place, but
exactly. But that's exactly how I felt.
that makes no sense, though.
You know what? And in moments like these, I gotta go. It made sense in Nekko's head, and to Nekko, that's all that matters.
Yes,
because that's when his quirk activates. That's
I completely forgot about all our quirks and my one more. Welcome back to Press A to Talk, episode 5. Is it already 5?
Yes.
Holy shit!
Have we really gotten to the point that we started to lose track?
I think I lost track around 5 last season too. It's episode 5, and I am Jake, and these are the fellas. You guys are not the boys; you're the fellas. All right,
the fellas.
And girls.
The generic brand version of the boys.
Great value, if you will.
We can't steal it. So y'all are either the pals or the fellas.
The fellow weebs.
The
fellow
weebs. Yeah.
And then we can call our fan base the weebies.
Mm-hmm. I've officially stolen for like my Twitch channel Jakerists.
The Jakerists.
I said that to y'all one time as a joke, and I was like, nah, that shit's fire.
That is sticking. Oh
yeah.
my god.
So we were talking about something interesting.
The Weeberists.
The Weeberists.
The Weebers.
I mean, some of y'all in the comments literally like take that too hard. I swear to God.
Some of y'all think y'all are in this shit for real, but anyway, I don't want to talk about that this week.
Go ahead.
I kind of do what I want. We've had some weird comments, just to let you know, Mike.
I mean, like I feel like I'm starting to get into because I mean, I would say like in the first beginning moments of the channel, it was at a point in my life where like things were getting just a little bit difficult for me to be able to balance everything out, right? I had I had a really hard time just balancing just work life and the channel. So that's like in a way that's just I'm not trying to justify it, but that's kind of like the reason why
You're being in and out.
I've been in and out, like not necessarily like being too integrated with the channel, right? But coming actually like now me being in a point in my life where I'm like, okay, I think I got everything settled down, and now I can actually start like getting into it. And like it's like that one scene from that one TV show where like the guy comes in with a pizza and like the apartment is on fire. Yeah. And that's how I do be feeling sometimes. And I'm just like, I go to like the comment section for a video, and I'm just like, wow. It's like, didn't think that we make it this quick, you know, like.
I either like I have 2 modes. It's either like don't read comments anymore, or especially on Attack on Titan vids, because I love this. Like 90% of the time, I really like discussing and theorizing on Attack on Titan. Yeah. Because people can really convince me like that the side I disagree with is actually right or isn't as bad as I think, and that's interesting. But this one dude was like, no, genocide good. Tell me what you would do in this situation. And at that point, I just can't take it seriously anymore. I think I replied to one comment, and I was like, I'm so strong that I could single-handedly take out the entire World Alliance. And he was like, no, you couldn't. And I was like, did you seriously take me for real?
No, like,
oh my god.
Like you were talking about that like very briefly, like with that giant thread, just conversing with
the 68 comments and
something like going. That, yeah.
Like, and I feel like I have to say this, like it's very much the whole like, you know, sure there is reason to justify why. I guess like we've gone back to talking about Attack on Titan at this point, right? But like. There may be a million of reasons to justify why someone would do such a thing, but is it really the right way to do it?
Mhm.
Because going off of the anime alone, there is still, even at this point, there is still not enough information to explain why Eren is doing the things that he does.
I feel like not
There-
we don't have the 100% answer.
There is
still.
like even to this, like even at the very end of this this last episode, there is still not enough context.
Okay.
You don't have the full grasp and understanding of why Eren is doing the things that he's doing.
I don't want to spoil, like, I do want to talk about it, so I'll throw like a spoiler alert out there, I guess. It's not a
we'll
huge
just
spoiler.
We'll just like the
Spoilers if you're not caught up with the anime.
It's not a huge spoiler or anything, but we covered chapter 123, the chapter that we passed earlier in the manga, and in that chapter it shows a very important part, which was when they're at that kind of not presentation but ceremony where they're gonna start, commemorating like Eldians or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they say that Eldians are good, but everyone on Parody is bad.
Yeah.
And that's when Eren just left, and they didn't see him again until he attacked Liberos.
Yeah.
And that, like, there's a point, my kind of one complaint with that is that it didn't feel like a big enough like push, I guess, to kill everyone.
That's because it isn't. If you pay attention to the episodes where Eren and Zeke are conversing and basically trying to convince each other of why their plan is, should be the plan that they should go to. Like Zeke being the whole like neutering fucking the entire Eldian population, and then obviously Eren's, you later find out that he wants to do something completely different. The biggest key factor lies specifically in that scene where he talks to Grisha, because it establishes a lot of things. Like, sure, Grisha mentions that the Attack Titan can see into the future inheritors' memories, but there's more context to that. And then Eren being able to communicate with Grisha at that moment, and Grisha doing exactly what Eren wants. Eren is fulfilling a destiny that he doesn't have full knowledge about, because himself in the future only sent back
The memories that he remembers.
specific memories of that will lead to that conclusion.
That's actually what I was just saying. Like, whenever you said it, it did turn the light bulb in my head. Because the thing is, we have that idea of, or like we were sold the idea that the Attack Titan can see the future. But what if the only reason why you can see the future as the Attack Titan is because Eren sent those memories back because he had the power of the Founding Titan? So in reality, the Attack Titan doesn't have that power. It's just because he decided to send that future back.
It's
them.
weird because it does and it doesn't. Because it doesn't at that point in time when Grisha had it. But it does because when Eren has the Founding Titan's power and he has control of Ymir, and Ymir, as he turns into the Founding Titan, he then can basically say, yes, I want the future, the Attack Titan to send memories back.
That's crazy.
You see,
because you did mention that once, but now it's like having this conversation, it's sold to me a little bit more, because it's like, no, like Eren wasn't even alive like when there were like a few generations ago to lead to this moment, but it's like he doesn't have to be.
Nope.
He could have just been doing it the whole time.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yep. Yeah, that's
actually, and like
a good
I was spoiled of the ending.
I couldn't think of the word. The thing. Go ahead.
I was spoiled of the ending, so I know a couple of very interesting things that happen later on. And when we get to that point,
that's so weird.
It really sucks.
Like Attack on Titan, you can't look at a screenshot and be like, well, there's a whole show right there. It's like it would take like a good 30 minutes to learn like at least what's left, I would assume.
Well, not when, because I didn't read it. Well, like the same way that I didn't read the pages.
Mm-hmm.
I read
they were read to me.
I read a post talking about the final segments of it, and it was in full detail because they were like, it was basically just covering what the fuck was happening. And because like one of the things if you look it up,
it's funny that you say, oh, I've been spoiled, but in all technicality you sat down and read all that article or whatever, and you're like, I can't stop myself, I need to keep reading.
That's what fucking
It do be like that.
morbid. That's what morbid curiosity does to you.
It do be like that.
I get it,
confirm.
Because
but it's so
let me
funny.
tell you that like it started with a article stating fans are upset about Attack on Titan's ending.
Mhm.
Or like the final chapter was just released and people are upset about it. And I was like, okay.
oh, cool.
Like,
Why?
I was like, why? And so it went from, and like what I didn't know is what I was getting myself into, because I thought it was just gonna be like a very vague, like, yeah, I know that the ending kind of like covers very like, you know, it kind of like does it half-assed, you know, half-assed or something. But it went like, you see, the reason why they're doing it is because Aaron does this and this and that, and then like Mikasa reacts this way, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck? By the time that I was done reading that, I was like, okay, well, I know exactly how this is gonna end.
Damn.
But here's the thing though. Like at the same time, I didn't mind it, because it's when somebody tells you what happens in the end of something, if you feel like at least for me, it's not about the end, it's how you get there. So like if this character dies, and I haven't seen anything as to, like, that leads to that point. If I get told how they die and everything, then at that point I consider it spoiled.
Yeah.
Because the surprise of how it leads to that ending moment is revealed to me.
Mhm.
But if it isn't, then I'm more like, that just makes me even more curious, because I need to see how this goes.
I do think somebody dying is a spoiler, because I think there is no concrete definition for a spoiler.
Yeah.
Because
It's subjective.
Yeah, because Nekko and I, back when like Shang-Chi came out, realized that we have completely definitions of a spoiler, because in the trailer of Shang-Chi, they show his father and mother fighting. And I wanted, like, while we were explaining the father and mother in our review, to show that clip. Even though it's in the trailer, Nekko thought of it as a spoiler, because in the trailer they don't specify that it is the father and the mother fighting.
Yeah.
And it needs to be revealed to the audience. But to me, which can be a spoiler to a lot of people, but to me, a spoiler is something that will alter your viewing experience overall. So like when I found out that Pyrrha died in Volume 3, I'm watching the whole thing expecting that to happen, but I didn't know how it was going to happen. So there was still, I would say I was like half spoiled at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the thing is, it doesn't come to you as a surprise.
Yeah.
So I mean, and granted, I cannot talk too much, because when I do get spoiled left and right quite consistently, quite often, but I don't rage about it, because honestly, it's like, oh, okay, something like this happens, cool. I do try to bury it somewhere in my mind and then try to watch it, because if the definition of spoiler is just seeing something, then I'm already completely spoiled in Volume 8. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For Ruby.
Yeah.
And all due reality, I've seen images, I've seen things, but I do not know what the image really means, or how did he get to that point again.
Yeah.
Like, but granted, something as big as Pyrrha dying, that is something that I really didn't want y'all to see.
It's big. It's pretty
it
big.
is really big, especially being such a huge character, you know, and something so beloved. Like, so I'm glad that Mikey didn't get spoiled on that front. Whenever you did, and he almost didn't even show up for that episode too.
Did we ever tell you about? I don't want to say his name, but the dude in our Twitch chat that spoiled that moment.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because I didn't find out because of him, but I could have.
Yeah.
So I got spoiled twice on Pyrrha, and it could have been even worse if I didn't know this. Like that second time, we were playing a game, and I was Twitch streaming, and it was me, Nekko, Mary, and this one guy.
We're playing Back for Blood.
And yeah, but I remember, I fucking will never forget this moment, because I was livid, and I knew the spoiler, and I was still livid. I was like, dude, you could have just ruined everything. And goddamn. And bro, first of all, this is sign 1, okay? I was like, we're reacting to Ruby on a YouTube channel where we need to know nothing about the show. We are reacting to Ruby, and we're on Volume 3. And then he's like, yeah, I stopped watching Ruby whenever Pyrrha died. And I was like, oh my Nekko immediately was like, bro, what the fuck?
Almost immediately.
I was so glad that I already knew. Because If I didn't know, I would have been fucking pissed off so bad.
And the thing is that like he was about to keep going into detail about other things too, because he's like, I stopped whatever, like volume 3. That's whenever Pyrrha died. That's when, and like the animation like kind of took a downfall, and then he started like he was about to just go off, and I had to like, and I started like, dude, like we're reacting to it, like shush, like we haven't gotten to the part. And he's like, well, and then he kept trying to like talk about the thing. He's like, dude, shut up.
That was so.
I'm like, bro.
It took me like 2 days to get over that, and I still knew the spoiler because I was like, how do you just play? I don't know. It is one of those things where the show's like, at that point, that season's like 6-7 years old.
Yeah.
So if like you've been watching the show, I can kind of get how you might think somebody's watching, but we're reacting to it, dude.
I don't know. Like I mean, I don't know. Like if I would have been spoiled that Pyrrha died, like maybe I'd be like, oh, what the fuck, like how? But then like my immediate question is like, and then I guess this is where the morbid curiosity comes in. It's like, how? Why?
No, yeah.
Like who did it?
Because
who done it?
That was the second time I got spoiled. I'll explain the first time.
Okay.
It was like 4 a.m. or something like that, and I'd woken up and I was like looking at my TV. One of the videos that I had on autoplay was over. I went back to my home screen, and one of the videos in my recommendation was a Ruby reaction. Okay. And it was somebody standing next to a grave that said Pyrrha Nikos, and I was like, well, fuck. And there was like no escaping that. And then I like the next day I went to Nekko and I was like, Nekko,
I just remember vividly playing the fuck off.
No, and I'm gonna play myself, and then I'm gonna play Nekko real quick. I was like, Nekko, I don't know how to tell you this, but like I saw like this thumbnail the other day, and like there was like this grave, and like had a name on it.
The thing is like, okay, but like
Nekko was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
The thing. Okay, so the thing is, so he comes to me and he's like, I don't know how to say this, and what it's like, okay, so it has to be somewhat bad. And then he's like, I saw this thumbnail. I'm like, it has to be one of the shows that we're watching. And then I'm like, if he's talking to me, it can only be one thing. I'm like, okay, what is big that's coming up? I'm like, no way, that is what I think it is. He's like, I saw a great or something like that. Or like, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, how do I play this shit?
See, I gotta give you props because you had Chris Rock composure right there. Like, you didn't break. Because he could have just been like, you sick fucking bastard, you. Like, he was just like, okay, like, I don't really know.
The thing is, like, I told him, it's like, I looked at him and it's like, fuck, I need to play this out because there's no way, like, how do I play this off?
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, he's like, it's telling me on the side, and the first thing is like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is the immediate thing that I said, yeah, you're completely right. I don't know what you're talking about. But then I'm like, I don't know, because like, I mean, unless it's season 8, because I don't know anything about Pyrrha dying or whatever. Uh-huh. Like she's still there. She's still in volume 4, 5, 6. Like so I started playing it all that way and whatever until like I thought that I played it off, but I think he didn't buy it.
It wasn't bad. I can't remember if I bought it or not, but definitely. Bleep that out. I'll bleep that out. Definitely, he sealed that coffin for me.
And I'm like, God damn it! I did go back to the times like, God damn it! I tried.
No, yeah.
Try like the fucking Linkin Park song, like try.
Volume 3 was still really good though.
Yeah.
What is the worst you've ever been spoiled? How about that? I'll change my topic that I wanted to talk about.
Okay. Well, I might need to think on this. Because going by my definition of a spoiler,
you basically would say never.
It's really hard because like I have like you could say that I have a good like I guess like a good mind to expect things. Like I was gonna bring up like Avengers. Like, do you feel like you were like, how did you feel watching Infinity War?
It's funny because
I came in thinking fucking
we're losing somebody.
Like people are dying today.
Yeah.
And I know that Thanos is gonna win at the end.
Yeah.
Because that's just kind of like how the comics kind of went. Like the snap.
Freaking Mark Ruffalo.
The only way for Infinity War to even be a thing is Thanos needs to make the snap.
Yeah.
So he's gonna do it at the end of this movie. I just don't know when. and I don't know how that's gonna go.
Yeah.
So I like, in a sense, you could say that I was spoiled, but not necessarily, because I was already expecting it to happen.
Did you know what was going to happen in Endgame? Because people forget that
Endgame?
trailer.
No,
showed...
not Endgame.
Okay.
I didn't think that the way that Endgame ended would have. I wasn't expecting it like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting like more of a honest brawl with Thanos, and then them snapping everyone back, and then that would be the end of it.
Yeah.
You know, like I was not expecting for them to, get the stones halfway through the movie. And if you haven't seen Avengers, like Endgame at this point, then spoiler warning again. But yeah, I wasn't expecting all of that. So I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess
I'm honestly lost for words too in terms of like what have I been spoiled.
It's funny that you didn't see that, because I'd say most of Endgame I didn't know where it was going, but I told Blake, my friend, that before, like a month before it came out, I was like, the biggest bait and switch is if they kill Thanos in the first 15 minutes, and sure enough, they killed Thanos in the first 15 minutes.
And then they kill him again at the end
of
the movie.
Yeah.
They killed both versions.
But yeah,
I don't know. Like,
I'm trying to think of like what I've been spoiled about, and I don't know.
I could give a pretty big one.
Go ahead, because I ran out.
I can't actually, now that I think about it, because it's something that hasn't come out yet.
In what show?
Is Demon Slayer. And so basically the reason that I bought the manga box set, so I could just read through it.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, I think the closest one will be Demon Slayer, and it will be because of the comments. But I guess it was just the fact that Gyutaro was the brother of Daki.
That's a pretty big one.
Yeah, like we were spoiled on that, and we didn't even know that was we didn't even know that brother and sister could be a single number.
Yeah.
On us, so that's pretty.
Oh, okay. You meant the demons in the Diamond Heart.
Yeah.
Like I took a moment. I was like, wait, who the fuck are these characters? I don't remember them. But I remember, like, the thing is I like, when it comes to memory, like I remember faces more than I remember names.
Yeah.
So you can give me a name and I'll be like, who the fuck is that? But then you show me a picture and I'll be like, oh, I know who the fuck that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that's the biggest one that I remember that I've gotten. Fuck. And it wasn't like, fuck. I was more like, well, that's cool. But and then let's see how he plays out, type of thing. That's my thing. Is I'm actually pretty mellow whenever it comes to spoilers. I really don't like. It doesn't kill me. It does, like, if it bothers me, it's kind of low, because it's like, I would have liked to see that or gotten surprised. But at the same time, it's like, would I have reacted to it, or I would have had just like the open mouth, or like,
The thing that bothered me about the Demon Slayer one is how casually people spoil it now. I've seen that spoiler probably like 10 times on a separate occasion. That it's like, if I saw it once, I'd be like, maybe that was just like a fan theory or something like that.
Just be grateful that they're not spoiling the really big pivotal parts.
So I mean, I feel like there have been some comments that have not tried, but had said or talked about something pretty casually. Because I've seen a lot of comments talk casually about Ruby, and but they are actually spoiling shit, like big shit on like.
Oh wow!
And I immediately write him back. He's like, "Can you try to like be a little bit more like they don't know, blah blah?" And they actually switch it over, and I thank him for that. But there being a couple of comments that I've catched and immediately stopped them, because there are people, they're actually like freaking going all the way to like volume 7, and it's like, Jesus, can you like chill for a second? We're still in season 3.
I think thinking about it, I think on like the biggest one that I've had would definitely have to be Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Just because, like,
it's big, yeah.
I mean, it's just the one where, like, reading it and seeing the ending, or I guess reading the ending moments playing out, was the thing that was like, what? Mm-hmm. But it didn't detract from the experience, because again, I want to know how we get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And it just it's hard.
Funny enough,
I think.
No, you're good. I was gonna say that. Funny enough, for years I knew that Eren was gonna be an antagonist. I just didn't know how either. But it's a minuscule. It's minuscule
that's
title.
Not a spoiler. That's more. You had that intuition to think that it would lead to that.
No. I've read it. I read that he was gonna become a antagonist.
I think I read that too.
But I didn't. I'm like, so far he's still crying, so I don't know how. So yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Aside from that, I don't really again, I don't just feel like I don't get spoiled, because I mean, like,
I'm too good to be spoiled.
I'll see you guys play Elden Ring, and I'll see that you guys are way ahead, and I'll see chunks of the game already where I'm not, and like, okay, I mean, it just takes away a little bit of the surprise, but it doesn't bother me because I'm gonna get there eventually, right? The only way that you would, like, if you really wanted to ruin my experience, it would be that you would have to basically tell me or show me word for word how this, like how we get to the ending point. So like, if you were to tell me like a couple of seasons ago,
You remember one?
I got probably the biggest one.
Go ahead. I mean, go ahead, Mike. I'm
just gonna say, like, if you were to tell me, Aaron, spoiler warning again, Aaron gets his head literally like sniped off by Gabby.
That was one that I
and
actually saw.
They reach, like, in the way that this happens is that they, like, Aaron is trying to get to Zeke because they're trying to, like, activate the Founding Titan's power, and Aaron runs, and then Gabby snipes him. You've basically told me the entire zine from beginning to end. There's no surprise for me at this point.
That's a lot of steps, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, but that's how you would ruin the experience for me.
So it's pretty meticulous.
If you were to tell me,
it's the same for me though.
If you were to tell me, Aaron's head gets sniped off by Gabby, I'm just like, wait, what? What do you mean? Like, how? And like, at that point, I would, like, I'll probably just be, kind of like, be like, okay, well then, okay, sure, just don't talk to me about this. Like, let me get to this conclusion on my own. Like, you've already told me this big moment. Let me get to it.
I think that's the same thing with Blood on the Tracks, the manga you recommended, because you did tell me how Volume 1 ended, but I still didn't have enough to go on. And when I read it, I was like, oh shit, this is crazy.
I think, and like, every time that you bring it up, I have to apologize because I legit didn't think that it would, like, I had covered as much as I did.
Well, it's so,
because I mean,
I bought the manga because of it.
I know you're right. Like, the thing is that I had completely just forgotten it, like, because, like, I mean, when you're trying to explain something to somebody, like, you have to have that, like, delicate balance, like, right, because you don't want to, like, explain a little bit too much. But if you don't explain enough, they might not understand you. And like, I'm glad that I got you hooked on Blood on the Tracks because it goes crazily from there on. Like, and I think that's where kind of, like, my point of view on spoilers develops, because, like, I like a lot of like mystery. Like, I mean, I don't read a lot of mystery books and stuff. I really should, because I've heard that there's a lot of good ones out there, but I really enjoy the Ace Attorney series. That, like, I love getting to that point. Like, I love the back and forth, the excitement, like the who done it, why done it, and like, just like Danganronpa is another one, another good one. There's a couple of, like, just like visual novel style games that are very mystery focused, where the outcome, right? Like, that person dies, and it's up to you to find out how they die and why they died and who did it. Yeah. Right. And so, like, that's why it doesn't really bother me, because at that point it just kind of becomes like a little bit of a mystery to me. Is like, Aaron's head gets sniped off. Okay, who did it? Why they did it? When did it happen?
That exact thing got spoiled for me. I was watching Totally Not Mark, who everyone watching this should definitely watch, because he was actually the dude that was attacked by Toei. He got like 150 videos taken down by Toei.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah. And he did a 3-hour Attack on Titan review, just covering everything that the show had to offer. And he dropped it when the last chapter came out. So he covered season 4, part 1 up to that point, and then he just reviewed, like, the rest of the manga. And he was like, dude, that part where Aaron got his head blown off, and, like, he was naming off all these other spoilers. And I was in the car riding, and my brain had turned off for like 5 minutes. And then I'm hearing all these spoilers that he's listing off, and I'm like, oh god, like, I heard like 4 or 5 things. And so basically, like, when Nekko and I are reacting to the show, it's like, okay, I think I finally got to we finally saw all the things that Totally Not Mark said, because they, like, were ingrained in my head.
Implanted.
It's like, okay, all these things.
Sleeper agent memories.
Yeah. Yeah, but for me, the big spoiler. I can't say it because it's Chainsaw Man, but it was the one that I'm reading the manga. Like, I'm not waiting for this anime to come out, and it had to do with I can't even say the character, but Chainsaw Man. Luckily, is a story that has so many twists that when I was reading it, I was like, okay, this spoiler, this thing that I got spoiled on was kind of just like the cherry on top, because there's things that I did figure out on my own, like how do I put this? I've been after my last relationship, I feel like I'm so good at picking up on red flags that I saw where one of the characters was going.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
I knew that was coming from a mile away. But then there was stuff like kind of in that same chapter where we get that reveal with, happy birthday, Denji. Fuck, bro. And that's the shit that got spoiled. That's
oh god. Oh shit. That's a good scene. I'm super excited to see it in anime.
Okay, so I'm expecting it in episode 12?
No, that's like final few episodes, I would assume, if they cover everything in season 1.
Like the good thing is that Nekko, because of his like just I don't know, his horrific aversion to reading anything is like setting him up to have the wildest reaction.
I hope
to Chainsaw Man.
It's gonna be crazy.
I need to go to every single reaction with the mentality of express everything that you're thinking of, because there's some times that I just internalize everything and then just like fucking there.
No, dude.
But then there's times like in Demon Slayer where I'm just fucking jumping in the seat and screaming my heart out.
So many good moments in Chainsaw Man that leave you jaw dropped, because every moment just becomes this bigger thing, and then it comes to a point where like it's like it literally it literally feels like somebody like somebody's jacking you off, and then you get to that really good point, but they don't stop, and you're just like,
let's slow it down for a second.
Stop it! And they just keep going and going.
No, throughout I will say throughout reading Chainsaw Man, which I read it in like 2 days, I like sped read it almost. The like fucking like iconic phrase that was going through my mind was that I don't know if it's a TikTok sound or if it's like a Vine sound, but it's like that little kid going, "Whoa there, buddy! Whoa there, buddy!" Yeah, it's like really hard to get a reaction out of me when reading manga, because it's such a casual experience.
Yeah, you just
chilling, just flipping pages.
I've had like Chainsaw Man was one of the manga that I was having such a wild reaction to. Like you know that a manga is good when
you're screwing at the page.
You are glued. And like you're just, like I was like reading it through the, like it was like it's an app, it's a Biz Media app.
Okay, Viz. Okay.
Yeah, so like I had the Shonen Jump subscription, bro. Like that, I went through those chapters so quick because I was like, oh my god, I need to know what happens next.
No, I feel it. I was reading that shit at work. So, because Chainsaw Man, it's so accessible now. It's so easy to get every single volume, but
it wasn't for a while though.
No, yeah. When I was reading it, I had to read it on my phone. Okay, I got volume 2. Read volume 3, 4 on my phone. I got volume 5. Like,
oh god,
no, dude, like that. Like that. Those are one of the good ones. Like aside from Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer was also a really good one that had me glued because I was like just excited. There's a lot of really good moments that are coming up for you guys, and I'm excited to see. Like,
so you that know Demon Slayer better than us or than me, because soon enough you're gonna be caught up with the manga, is Demon Slayer a plot heavy anime in terms of like it's a convoluted plot, or is it complicated, or is it just a streamlined? Because that's been my problem with Demon Slayer. I enjoy it because of the animation, but the plot it's relatively subpar in terms of like my sister got turned into a demon. I need to fight demons to get the cure. Done.
It's
And-
okay. So I mean,
Does it get complicated later, or is it technically the same plot?
there are some things that get there are some complexities to the plot later on, but it's just lore. Like I wouldn't like it. It's still
It's not plot per se,
It's
but rather
still
lore.
it's still an A to B.
Okay.
You'll get to the end goal. It's not like, for example, I mean, like fucking at this point, like we might as well just be the Attack on Titan podcast, but like, because like I mean, like Attack on Titan at first is A to B, but then fucking it's like A to B, but B is actually C, and then you need to go back to D.
XYZ double O Q.
Yeah, and like it just because like every fucking twist just fucking.
It's like opening their algebra book for the first time. There's letters in the shit.
Yeah.
It's like Attack on
For
Titan.
real.
Attack on Titan feels like like a play that the first half is very scripted, but then one actor starts improvising, and then the fucking director's like, "Wait a minute, this wasn't in the script. This wasn't in the script. What the fuck?"
Yeah.
That's my
And
biggest thing.
then they're like, stop the show, and he just continues going, and then they're like,
Because I can even say that MHA, My Hero Academia, seems to have a more like plot heavy series than
My
than
Hero has
the-
a way more
complicated plot.
big plot than. But the reason I never complained about Demon Slayer is because it's more character driven than story driven, which it depends on what's shown. And like Alita's like one of my favorite, like probably the best manga to film adaptation, like live action adaptation.
which you still gotta watch.
Yeah, that is a story. That is a movie completely driven by characters. The plot, I don't even know I couldn't even tell you what the fuck it's about because it's about so many things. It's about a girl that has amnesia, that's a robot, that's plays motorball, that's in love with a boy, that is trying to get to Zalem. It's just like there's like 6 subplots, and these subplots add up to a main plot, even though they're all completely separate. And so you just got to roll with, okay, this character's doing things. Let's see where it goes.
Yeah, because I do enjoy the characters, and again, the animation it's like the cherry on top. Because honestly, the animation in Demon Slayer is amazing, and it's one of the best animated shows that I've seen in a while, or if ever. Because like it's
I can't think of any better than Demon Slayer, to be honest.
Yeah, in terms of animation, because My Hero Academia was kind of there, but like everything just looks so doled out or dimmed out compared to the amount of animation that they've had added to Demon Slayer. Attack on Titan right now with the 3D doesn't look bad, but again, it's not about the animation, but rather the actual story. Attack on Titan again, but
the
like
Attack on Titan podcast.
We can't do it. Next week we have to dedicate ourselves.
We have to do something else.
Yeah, we have to do something else.
But that's the thing. So I was if you're telling me this about the Demon Slayer, then it's not like all hope is lost. It's like at least I know for sure that this is what I'm getting. Enjoy the animation, enjoy the characters, because this is all it is.
I will say this: there is a specific segment. It will be a very surprising twist for you.
If I'm already spoiled.
I mean, I don't think you have been, unless somebody actually mentioned it. But I mean, I would have to go and check and see if somebody actually like mentioned it. But no.
I mean,
It
the
doesn't
comments
matter.
is not
It
the only
does-
place
it-
that I get
it-
my spoilers from.
That-
True.
That's true.
Like, there's a twist that like
If I'm not spoiled on,
if you're not spoiled on, or you fucking just have galaxy brain prediction and then just see it coming,
you may need to watch our reactions to let me know. Because I've already like making a lot of predictions that I don't know if they're right or not.
Nah, dude, that would have to be a very galaxy brain, because when I read it, I didn't see it coming at all.
Okay.
Like that shit surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are just other things, like I think the moments leading up to the fight with
The top.
Muzan, because that's where the that's where the story will eventually end.
Mm-hmm.
The moments leading up to that are pretty exciting.
I'll be honest though, I'm excited to see Muzan on the last fight, because I'm curious if he looks like the Michael Jackson that we were shown on the first time, or entirely different, since he seems to be switching bodies.
Oh,
every
he
so
has like a final form or something.
I cannot wait to
Yeah.
see like the origin form.
Mhm.
That would be so cool to see.
Yeah,
See, like like that's I will reserve my commentary on Muzan until you guys get to that point.
Sweet.
Because
In 2025.
yeah. But like I don't know, like sometimes like villains can be hit or miss for me. Like I think I've told you about this, Jake. You know, it really like I like when it comes to like this like the final boss type situation, like it needs to have certain elements. It needs to have this like sense of finality in it. Like it needs to have like that. It needs to basically show me that they are final boss material, right? Like my biggest are like I guess like complaint, right? And we've talked about this multiple times, but like Ganon in Breath of the Wild, you have this amazing setup where you like he's fucking Malice incarnate. He has possessed all of the mythical beasts. Spoiler warning again for anyone that hasn't played Breath of the Wild. Like this will be a like just in case.
It's a Zelda game. You beat Ganon.
Yeah, but you like it basically just shows you all these things that it can do, and every like it has the ability to fucking respawn enemies every blood moon, and all these things. Is like, damn, this dude is fierce. Like I'm expecting this to be a tough fight.
Yeah,
and I do everything in the game. I free all the like all the divine beasts, and I'm ready. I get the master sword. I recollect all of my memories. I'm ready. I have my equipment's all maxed out. Like I have all the best shields in the game, all the best swords in the game. I'm fucking ready. I have like all of my bows are the Savage Lionel's like times 5 bows. Like I'm like this will be it.
Well, there's my argument right there. You have all the best shit. No wonder it was easy.
No, it's like I barely used anything.
I guess
because like literally like when you get to that point when you fight Ganon, like there's this big cutscene that chucks his health back down to half. And so like that took away the experience. Yeah. So no longer did I see final boss potential. Like half of the fight was taken away from me, And so I just didn't feel as motivated to have this super engaging fight. It's like, for like if you're playing Final Fantasy VII and then like fucking Cloud does this super amazing like cutscene where he like chops down like Sephiroth a couple times, and then you fight him with like a chunk of his health left because that cutscene like thematically like the cutscene looked like Sephiroth was like defeated or like he's like, oh man, I'm on my last legs. Yeah. Then it's like, all right, here you go. It's like
go ahead.
My question to you is that part always scripted in?
No. You like the only way that you would not get that segment scripted in is that you don't release the
beast,
the divine beasts.
Okay, so there's a chance to actually fight him at his strongest.
But then like if you don't do that, you don't get the true ending.
Which is fine. So I do understand the problem of it being that somebody who went through everything already immediately is stronger than somebody that didn't. So they should be fighting the stronger Ganon. But at the same time, it's also somewhat rewarding because it's like I did all these things.
Both. That's both kind of a problem. I think for me, it was the first Zelda I ever beat. So I didn't for me, I was like, oh god damn, thank God I did those divine beasts, because this guy, if they're taking half his health, he must be tough. He wasn't that tough, but at the time I was like, oh shit, if they're taking away half his health on the final boss, this guy's a motherfucker.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. They should have made it a little bit harder.
Yeah, I didn't feel that way because, like, I mean, in any other Zelda game,
it would have been a cutscene and not a health bar.
Not even because they're all the Ganon fights have always been this like super engaging fight. Like it's like that, like it's like Ganondorf and Ganon are the test of your skills. Everything that you've worked hard to get to that point. Ganondorf is that final wall
pinnacle
that you need to need to overcome.
The skill check.
Because
I'm speaking on two different, I guess, like perspectives. I don't think the fight was tough enough, but like you still haven't played Breath of the Wild,
No.
but basically the cutscene that we're talking about is like all the lost or all the fallen spirits of the champions of Hyrule from 100 years ago come and they hop on their divine beasts and they basically shoot lasers into the castle and destroy Ganon. That shit was fucking epic.
Yeah.
Like I would not take that out of the game, but taking away half his health bar,
I
can
wouldn't
see-
either. I would and that was where our conversation kind of like ended up on. If they would have done that cutscene
Just as a cutscene.
as a cutscene only, and still would have given me the entire fight, that still would have been just as effective because you are thinking to yourself, okay, like he's weakened down, I can take care of him now, but he has his full health. It's still going to be a long fight, but when you take half that health, you and like the game literally shows you his health being taken away from him. Like you literally like
You can see
like
the war.
when you see the laser going down on him, you literally see his health bar go all the way to half.
I can see
And
that a good way to have tackled that in a way where it's just as epic and still give you an advantage would be taking away a signature move of his or something of the sorts. And that way it's like, okay, I still have to fight him, but I don't have the one touch of death hit that I'm gonna have with him if I try to play without the liberating the divine beasts. And that way people that want to take him on, then they only need to worry about that one hit KO type of thing. Whereas the other ones, it's still the same fight per
See,
se.
it would have worked just as well because like if you don't kill all the divine beasts, you have to do a gauntlet of all the blights that are in the divine beasts. So all the bosses that you would have fought in the divine beast, you would have had to fight in that castle, but it would have been a gauntlet. You would have to fight them one by like one after the other.
Yeah.
If the cutscene would have just eliminated those and went straight to that fight, and you're just fighting the big bad right then and there, then that would have also made just as sense.
I was actually gonna say something like that, like the spirits return from their divine beast to protect Ganon or something like that.
Yeah, and then
they
like
get
the
blown
laser
up.
just eliminates them, like just destroys them,
that,
and
yeah.
then it pops open Ganon, and then you
the
get
shortcut.
down there and you fight Ganon himself.
Yeah, I definitely don't think Breath of the Wild has the best Ganon fight. I don't even think I'd put it in top 3. Like Wind
Not
Waker is
even.
definitely my favorite.
I think for me, the best Ganon fight would be
I only remember the 64.
That's a good one too.
64.
Ocarina.
64 is really good. I think Twilight Princess has just a slightly better, just because of like the themes. Like you are literally having a.
God damn, I finished that one. I don't remember the fight. Because
Like,
I
it's like
remember
you're-
having Midnight switch on
It's
me.
like you're on horseback and you like it's like you and Ganon are like having this crazy duel.
You actually start fighting Ganon as the wolf, so it's like beast versus wolf.
Yes.
Which was actually really epic.
Like I mean it starts at the
Wait, I think I remember that because he has the weird long horns as a beast.
that
doesn't
fight
it?
is amazing because that's a gauntlet in itself because you get to that point and you're fighting Zelda first.
Yeah.
And then you go from Zelda to fighting Zant, I believe.
Can't
Or I think
remember.
you find Zant at some. Well, you fight Zant at some point because then Ganon shows up, and then Ganon does his his beast form, and you're fighting the beast form with the wolf form, and then he goes out as Ganondorf, and then you're on horseback fighting against him on horseback,
Mhm.
and then you have the final duel at the very end
Yeah, it's
when
pretty
you
lengthy.
guys are like literally like in Hyrule Field. And it's all dark and just crazy, and you guys are fighting.
Mhm.
The other one would have to be Demise. Like Demise is pretty cool because like it's like
Demise is good, yeah.
it's in this like like in those anime like Tanjiro's like dream like his inner core where it's like this like
Calm.
super calm, like the water reflects the light the sky and
Yeah.
it just looks like this endless. So that fight with Demise is just the same. You are fighting in this endless calm area.
What game is this?
Skyward Sword.
Oh, okay, I never played it. I had it and I never got to play it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think you should. I think it's a fun game. But Demise is like that. You fight in this calm, and you are having a duel with him. And halfway through the fight, he just like points his sword up in the sky.
Pew pew pew.
The whole level just goes dark, and lightning starts crashing. And then you have to fight against him
And
while
dodging.
while lightning is crashing. And then you have like there's this whole thing. It's super cool.
I
and
feel like that would
thematic.
give me Final Fantasy X PTSD with the fucking where you walk through that zone and you get struck by lightning like every few steps.
Yeah. No, dude. Like I like it when villains have this final boss vibe.
Mhm.
Like Naruto is another disappointing one because you have Madara who's like
The one and only
the
Uchiha.
Uchiha that is like dude is like fucking triple S tier type of ninja. He's been the character that has been alluded to the most. Every time that they talk about him, he's like, oh man, he's the other founder of the village. And he's like the biggest and the baddest. And when he gets summoned during the Ninja War, spoiler again, when he gets summoned during the Ninja War, he displays that. Dude sees a whole army of ninjas, goes like, all right, come at me, and just easily wipes them. Fucking like there's a point where like he summons a fucking meteor, and like a whole army stops that meteor. And he's like, all right, bet another meteor on top of that one, and just like an even bigger meteor that hits that one and it explodes and it like fucking nukes the entire area.
Jeez.
It takes so many high-ranking ninja to even try to slow him down.
But then
And then he goes like, nah, fuck it, like shows up somewhere else, steals somebody's power, then steals another person's eye, and then he just goes then he just goes full on ham. He's at that point where he's like super final boss level, like he's like, holy shit, this is exciting. Fucking gets like fucking shanked by some character that no one knew about until the very fucking final moment. Is the most disappointing fight. Like everything was leading up to like.
was it the black and white dude that was summoning like a god or something like that?
No.
Oh wait, no, never mind.
Like that's the thing. Like no one was summoning this god. Like this god.
No,
shows
that's
up
that's another fight.
Okay, I mean, like that's how it almost ends up. Like this god shows up out of nowhere and just absorbs Madara and takes all of his power and whatever. He's gone. He's written off. It's like the most blue ball experience that I've ever had. That's the most disappointing.
Wasn't
Naruto has ever
my
got.
guy fighting him though?
Yeah, my guy like literally just unleashes all of his inner gates.
But I thought my guy was the one who took him down. And so
No, my guy was the one that fucking did the damage. Because like at that point, Madara like was like super good against ninjutsu and genjutsu, which are like the two different type of like ninja arts. Because there's three. Like ninjutsu is like basically your spells in
attacking,
a sense.
Yeah.
Like your physical spells, like your Rasengan, your Chidori, your Fire Blast, all of that stuff. Then you have your Genjutsu, which are just kind of like your illusion, your mental spells.
Well, fucks with your physique or whatever.
Yeah, like all of that shit. And then you have your Taijutsu, which is your just physical attacks, pure physical attacks.
Okay.
And like there are like it was established at some point in Naruto that there are some people that are born without the ability to use ninjutsu or genjutsu. So all they ever focus on is taijutsu. That's where
it's like Rock Lee, right?
That's
Yeah,
where Rock
Rock
Lee
Lee.
and my guy come in.
Okay.
And then there's this super cool ability that they can use. It's called the inner gates. And by unleashing those inner gates, they basically like tap into this innate power that they have by like, and they use their chakras to basically continue to improve their physical abilities. But that it also comes at a cost, their own health.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you unleash all inner gates,
You die.
you are basically set to die because your body would not be able to handle the physical strain that it would take. So there's that one point where like fucking like we've only seen hints. Like they've only like I think the farthest that they've ever gone is like
with,
like 5, like gate 5, and gate 5 is fucking amazing. Every time that like that when gate 5 opens, you are gonna see some amazing shit. It wasn't until like that moment where like my guy goes like, I'm gonna open a late, and he goes so ham. Like that was one of the most exciting fights. If we ever do that video on like just the biggest like anime fights,
that'd be awesome.
That would be one of those I would include because it's such a good moment where he just goes, "I'm gonna show you everything," it's like fucking Goku going all like Ultra Instinct, but instead of like just him being like super calm and like just like him like just not even thinking, he's just reacting. Like he's like that level of power, but being fully conscious of what you're doing, and you only have 5 minutes to maintain this form. So you do as much damage as possible within 5 minutes. That's like literally like we're fighting, like it's like we're fighting chaos, and you have all this MP build up, and you're just unloading all of your like your specials, your ultimates, everything within a 5 minute time span. It's the most exciting. Like it was one of the most exciting fights in all of Naruto.
See, if we do the top 5 fights, I will probably also include a couple of the Naruto, even though if they are already cliche and they already have a lot of Linkin Park songs on the background for it. I'll probably
I know exactly the one you're talking about.
That's the best though.
No, there is, I don't know, like that's just how I feel about like those final bosses. Like whenever, like anytime that we get to the ending of a show that is like very action oriented, like I need to have that. Like
you didn't get it in Demon Slayer? Because you initially started saying it because of Demon Slayer.
Yeah, but I didn't like. I won't say that it was bad. It was just like I would have expected a little bit more. I don't think Muzan was bad per se. I just wanted a little bit more.
Okay.
Like they built him up a certain way, and I wanted to see that. Okay. And I'm not gonna say that I didn't get it, but when you get to that point, you might come to the same conclusion as I did. Where you would have wanted to see more.
Anime is the final media that you can make some changes on.
And I think Demon Slayer will. They really went crazy with the entertainment arcs.
Yeah, because that's the ultimate thing. It's like I feel whenever you put something on the screen, it should be the quote unquote ultimate form of like absorbing it. Mm-hmm. So even for things like Harry Potter, right? I like a lot of people are upset, and myself included. I haven't read the books, but I've been told what happens in the books, and so knowing what happens in the books, it's like wow, they should have literally go all out with these movies, and they didn't. I understand constraints, budgets.
Yeah, you can't make them like it's impossible to make them each movie like 6 hours.
Yeah, no, insane. I understand, but like, but granted, at the end, like almost every single movie did have a great impact regardless. Movie 6 where person does blah blah blah, you know. I'm pretty sure you already know who I'm like. The fall over. Yeah, and then you got the last one where it's that
was actually a really big spoiler for me. I don't know if I remember telling you.
Were you spoiling that really?
No, yeah, on that because I read I own like all 7 Harry Potter books. And I was a kid at the time, and I always loved reading like the last few pages of books just for fun.
I think you told me that you did that often, that you read the last couple of pages.
Yeah. And so I got spoiled on that, and I was like, no, that doesn't happen. And then I saw
somebody just falling over, and that's it. That's funny. That's crazy. That I wouldn't do that to myself. Like I will find spoilers by accident and whatnot, but then I wouldn't try to dig deeper.
No, yeah, because sometimes I like to tease myself. You know, it's like how far can I go without getting spoiled? I do that with manga sometimes
too. Fucking hot potato and that shit.
Yeah, no, that's how I ended up reading chapter 130 of Attack on Titan, because it was the one that we just covered today in the episode.
Yeah, you told me that one.
Yeah, because I read like the first page. I caught up to where we were. We had already seen everything that was in the anime, and I turned the page and I'm like, okay. I turn the next page. I'm like, okay.
Not too bad. It's okay.
And I'll tell you what. Probably tonight I'm gonna go in my room and open up volume 33 and be like,
okay.
Oh my god. So yeah.
Until it's just all done.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that things for like Demon Slayer and whatnot, they're able to like up it up one more, because there's a couple of things that I feel like Harry Potter in movies should have done that they didn't do. Like a lot of people were saying like why, because in the movie, one of the last Horcruxes, spoilers. Damn, spoilers, bro. Like this is old shit. But
it's not like the thumbnail needs to like have a big old spoiler sign in the front of it. Like,
we spoil everything.
Yeah, legitimately. But the thing is that like whenever they're in the room of requirement and they're about to break one of the Horcruxes and whatnot, apparently the person who like they stab the tiara or whatever, and then somebody kicks it into the fires within the room of requirement. I don't know if you remember anything of it. In the movie, they had Ron kicking it in there. In the book, they had Crab. Malfoy,
God damn,
Crab,
like
and
fucking
Goyle.
Malfoy's lackey.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, it's so dumb because I feel like the person that should have done it, if anything, would have been Malfoy. Because, like, if you're gonna give it to Crab, give it to Malfoy. Malfoy had a pretty good character arc in the movie. Why give it to the lackey that doesn't even give a shit? Like, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And funny enough, like, they don't even have him in the movies. Hence why they didn't do it. It's because of the fact that the actor was caught selling illegal substances and whatnot. So that's why
wow.
Yeah. That's why he's no longer, I think after the third or second movie. After the second movie, he's no longer there.
God damn, they were like 13 in that shit. What was he
Second or
selling
third
crack
movie.
at 15 years old or something?
Yeah.
Apparently so.
Like, it's crazy because, so Crab is not there since like the second movie or whatever. And that's why they now got, the third one is always changing. It's because it doesn't make sense to keep any of them.
Who the fuck is Crab?
And then in the last one, spoilers, Goyle dies on the fire whenever he falls back. They were trying to go up the thing, escaping the flames,
Yeah.
and he just falls back and lands on the fire. Blazer or whatever his name is.
I'm gonna have to give these movies another watch because I remember watching them as a kid, but
They're amazing, bro.
at the same time I was a kid, so I was like, I don't care who these guys are. Give me back, man, Harry Potter. show me Finding Voldemort.
I usually go back to them every like 2 or 3 years, and I'll just watch all of them in like a week. And it's like, god damn, like I don't know how they got most of the cast to stay in this, have the movies be all good, have like consistent quality throughout all of them. It's like crazy.
They were directed by different people, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like three or
the
four
first,
different
the
directors.
first two were by the same person.
Chris
then,
Columbus.
then you got David Yates or something. Then they
Yates did,
switched.
I think Yates did 5, 6, and both parts of 7 and 8, and then he started doing Fantastic Beasts.
But I think Yates came in, then left, and then came back to the
I
last
know that
ones.
somebody else did 3 because that one
Okay.
feels specifically different. 3 is like extra dark.
Yeah, no, 3 is whenever they started going downhill.
Mm-hmm.
I mean downhill in terms of like the dark of like
Yeah.
let me be fucking grown up about this shit. And
Would you say that the 3 is a bad movie?
No, 3 is my
no,
favorite.
it was good in terms of like they start going dark. Like the first 2 are kid movies. The
Yeah.
third one is not a kid movie, and then just
yeah.
keep going that way. It's like, oh damn.
Yeah, the third and fourth one felt very different. Like, holy shit, this is getting mature. Because people are dying, and like there's crazy monsters and werewolves and stuff.
I think the second one was the most close to the books. The fourth one is the one that did not match the books whatsoever.
Yeah,
and
you
a
were
lot of people
explaining that one.
like the maze part was even crazier than it really had. It had spiders and shit
It just reminds me of that
and
that
broken
one,
arms.
That one meme with like just I've seen this meme TikTok or whatever where like it's just like Albus Dumbledore in the books. Harry, did you put your name in the goblet? And then Albus Dumbledore in the movies. Harry, did you put the fucking name? You son of a bitch!
Yeah, it truly be like that, and it's funny because like I was told that, I found out that the guy playing Dumbledore from the third one up, he did not read the books, and
Really?
he said that he didn't want to read the books because he wanted to make his own interpretation of Dumbledore.
That's good though.
he sure did.
I mean, they were good too. Like until I wasn't told that he wasn't panicky. On the third one, I honestly like that scene, but it makes sense for him to be calm and collected because he always knows what's going on.
It's funny because the actor that played Dumbledore in the first 2 ended up dying. And so they
Yeah.
recasted him from 3 to the end. And the one from the first 2 must have been pretty close to what was in the books
I
because he
think so.
never like rose his voice or like got angry or anything. He was like always very calm.
He's this wise
Yeah.
like entity. Yeah.
But the actor is kind of wacky in the other ones.
Yeah.
He gets kind of crazy, and it makes me wonder, like, if we still have the same Dumbledore from the first few, what scenes like from Half-Blood Prince,
They
whatever.
would have been so different.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like this new one, it's acts aloof. Like he's like having fun with it, and you can see that he's having fun with being Dumbledore. Whereas these other one is like, I need to be above everybody else type of thing in terms of how I look, how I act, and whatever. Let me clap.
Yeah, he did do that clap right there.
Yeah.
He did.
So like, and this other one, I'm pretty sure he will be the one bringing the party up.
That's funny. Oh god.
man.
I love the Harry Potter movies, but I do think that they should have changed a couple of things. Again, like that last scene would have given more closure, especially after they deleted the scene where he gives the wand at Harry whenever Harry is quote unquote dead. He's the one in the books that throws the wand at Harry so he can start fighting Voldemort back. Take it out. It's on the deleted scenes that you can see it. But,
Damn. Okay.
But outside of that, it's taken out. It's like, wow, that's fucking great. How do you take that? Like, that is the best moment for Draco. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's like, how do you do that? But so the only best moment that Draco had was not saying that the guy with the disfigured face was Harry Potter to Bellatrix Lestrange whenever they capture all three characters.
Mhm.
But outside of that, yeah. So hopefully Demon Slayer does up it up. If it doesn't, then it's fine because I feel like what they have given us so far will pretty good.
I don't want you to take like what I said
It's like, oh man,
too seriously. Like Demon Slayer ends pretty well. Like the epilogue was kind of weird. That's all I'm gonna say.
it's epilogue afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got the prologue. Yes.
The epilogue is the only thing that I'm just kind of like, okay, weird. But like the way that it ends pretty well. There's twists leading up to the final moments of the story, and it's like, I'm telling you, like it's super, like I really enjoyed it. Like there were a lot of moments where like these characters that I thought, man, like these characters are probably gonna last a long time, and there's like, damn, nope, never mind, and it's like characters that I thought were unbeatable, and suddenly like, you know, the way that they, like, you know, like this character would find out a way, and then like, oh shit, like it's not like a Deus Ex Machina type thing, like, you know, it's like, oh okay, that makes sense within the scope of this character's ability versus theirs, so it makes sense that the way that you counter that is by doing this other thing. So like there's a lot of exciting moments. So don't take what I said about Muzan at face value. Take it with a grain of salt. I personally thought that I would have wanted to enjoy more about him, but that doesn't mean
that you didn't enjoy it.
That you guys won't enjoy it. You might think differently.
I didn't enjoy it. You guys might.
No,
it's the same. Like it's basically the My Hero Academy argument all over again. Like I personally think that the first half of it is just ultimately boring. Like it like when I read it, and granted, we'll save this discussion about manga versus anime at another time. But I felt that My Hero, no matter whether I read it or watched it, I felt like my experience would be pretty much the same, because I think ultimately the story is just not where I wanted it to be. I feel
it didn't move fast enough for you.
It just didn't have that impact that I wanted it to have.
I mean, if you're telling me that the first half wasn't interesting to you, and we're about to be finished with the first half according to you, then I'm only excited to see what's coming next.
I like once you get to the war, and then post-war, I thought it's the best My Hero's ever been. Like there's a bunch of things that happen, a bunch of big revelations that happen. Like some theories might come true, some might not. They're the characters that you thought that would do something or behave a certain way
or switched,
or like there's a lot of very interesting things that happen, and it just make me excited. And I've been reading it almost religiously ever since that point.
Damn.
So it just goes to the point, like I had to like slog through everything, because like my biggest argument is just that, like, I just felt like they at least the first half, it was all played too safe. It was just too safe. I just didn't feel like, the only time that I felt like, oh shit, there was a big impact was when Mirio lost his powers.
yeah.
But that was like that only happened to Mirio, who's like might not even get another chance at another, like if it wasn't for Mirio losing his powers, would I get to see him again? I'm not sure. You know, like, because ultimately the story is all about Deku.
Yeah.
And he's the one telling his story. So you know, and I don't see Deku fucking facing a lot. Yeah, sure, there are moments where like you're like, oh my god, I'm at the edge of my seat because Deku looks like he's about to lose, but he never loses.
Yeah.
And whether he by pure will and determination pulls a Goku and then gets a Zenkai boost, and he like his one for all maximum potency increases by a certain percent, and he's able to do this super big attack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. Okay, I get it. Like he's getting more and more used to his powers, but you know, it's not until that war part. I'm telling you that once you guys get into the war part, you're gonna see a side of Deku that you guys never thought you would see.
I think that's been the huge problem with My Hero is just the pacing. The last season and a half, I want to say, has really felt slow.
It wasn't until the Villain Academia that it finally picked up, and again, was it the last 5, 6, 7 episodes?
Last 5 episodes, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, and thank God that they decided to close with that, because if not, we would have been bored to death.
Yeah.
In the ending episodes, and again, it wasn't necessarily that they were bad. It's just that not much happened, and even if things happened, they just didn't. There was no way to it.
It's just like watching arcs like the Entertainment District arc, and then thinking back on like My Hero season 5 and like the second half of season 4, where it's like Gentle Criminal and like Festival at School for 6 episodes. It's like, what is this important? Like, I feel like almost not more than Dragon Ball, because we have Dragon Ball Z Kai, right? Like they almost need to do a My Hero Academia Kai.
Yeah,
just like get to the war arc by season 3.
If there's ever I would love to see a Kai just to see like My Hero kind of like just reworked, and then just take some of the unnecessary episodes out. Because I mean, you know, truthfully, we're only really seeing either Deku, Bakugo, or Todoroki.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I couldn't at this point. I couldn't care less about anybody else.
Yeah. Hey, Rooster Teeth. Anime took away your Ruby. You can do the same to Hero.
Rooster Teeth picks up My Hero Academia and fucking. That would be interesting. I'll give you that.
That'd be good.
Oh shit!
Alrighty, well, I guess we'll wrap up this episode where we talked about pretty much everything
and anything.
I don't know, everything and everything. Spoilers, lots of spoilers
all the time.
All the spoilers. I mean, this whole podcast is a spoiler for the next one.
That's true.
I'm actually interested to know like what the heck was the thing. No, you just scared me.
No, yeah, because I was looking at the camera here, but it's like, this is mine.
Yeah. So I'm kind of interested to know exactly what was it that you were thinking of talking, but I can always just ask you that to the next podcast if you ever remember.
It was just a little like fucking icebreaker or some shit like that, because we were talking about like fate, like Mike's in his Gundam phase right now, and I was gonna say, what's like the deepest phase you've ever had, I guess. But yeah, I kind of want to get into 9 or 3x3s, like start doing those. Maybe do one next time I host.
Alrighty.
And I don't know. Yeah.
We'll plan those ahead.
I mean, we can cover this. We can cover these topics in the next one. We can have this. We can have this be the part 1 of of this big arc that is talking about anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, fellas. Well, it's been a good one, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
See you.
See you guys.
Bye.
It's been 84 years. Thank you guys for tuning in on another Press Edu Talk podcast. We hope you enjoy our thoughts on the matter, but cannot wait to see your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.